A film that I'd heard a great deal about and which I finally got around to seeing last night was Cool Hand Luke, Stuart Rosenberg's prison set drama from 1967, starring Paul Newman and George Kennedy. It's the story of Luke, who is sent to a prison work detail after being convicted of beheading parking meters. And his strange charisma and refusal to give in to authority figures gradually earns the respect of his other convicts on the road crew, but makes him a marked man from the point of view of the prison authorities. It's a classic film, very highly regarded, and I was very pleased to see that it really does live up to its reputation. Newman is incredibly charismatic and charming as the somewhat enigmatic Luke, but the film really struck me in that it's very obviously a story about the second coming of Christ. There are many allusions all the way through the story to the story of Jesus, and there are specific elements that point to him being a persecuted figure railing against authority. Um, he gathers around him a group of disciples and a close um, confidant in the gang, the prison, the leader of the group of prisoners, nicknamed Redline, and ultimately dying at the end of the story by the hand of the authority figures for whom he's proved to be too troublesome. And there are many visual allusions to Christ all the way through. It's so heavy that it feels less like it's alluding to the story of Christ, than it feels like Luke is the actual Christ himself. It's an interesting way of telling the story, and particularly since there is a lot of lasciviousness and stories of um, women, and at one point Luke manages to escape from prison and signals his success in the outside world to his friends by sending a magazine through the post, inside of which is a photo print of himself in a bar dressed in a very smart suit, accompanied by two beautiful women. He later claims that that picture was actually faked, but one suspects that he's lying to spare the concerns of his fellow prisoners. The film has many well-known sequences. The scene of the characters tarring the street, and the bet where Luke claims he can eat 50 hard-boiled eggs in an hour, and manages to achieve it at the end, laying back with a bloated stomach on a bench in a Christ-like position. It's very well acted. George Kennedy, who's better known for his roles in the airport films, won an Oscar for his supporting role as Redline, and is by turns menacing and charming, and by the end he's a devoted follower of Luke's. But I would recommend it very highly. It's a film that stands up to its reputation, and very well acted, well directed, well written, um, filled with memorable scenes. It's called a classic with good reason.